I got news for y'all. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm getting a little schooling up in here too, and I'm going to have some different musical selections here and there that I'm going to be playing, but I haven't been in this studio in years, and he's got some new equipment up here, and I'm learning how to use it while I talk to you. I'll have an engineer come do this for me. So I'm going to talk to you and talk to you about a few things, and I was talking about what's going on in the county, and and how we can fix some of these things, and just get an understanding of how government works, because that's something that we have not come to terms with, and being responsible for how we're going to do things in our communities. If everybody left right now and left us here in charge, we wouldn't know what to do. We wouldn't know how to keep the water running. We wouldn't know how to keep the electricity going and all of those things. And we need to be in place in order to be able to do these things, and to support our own businesses and so forth. And this is the purpose of me being here. I like the little music, I like the Southern Soul, but Black Gold Southern Soul is about more than just music. It's about the heart and soul and the culture of a people. And so you get to see me, and I don't mind you seeing me make a mistake, so that you come to understand that I'm human. But my purpose for being here is to uplift the community, and to do some things in areas of improvement to support education, whether it be within the school systems, the community college, and anywhere that we can go and get our certifications and gain skills in order to be independent for ourselves. We don't have to leave here. There's enough money here to support us if we support each other. And it's about being smart in those areas, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what the gist of the show is going to be about. And I was talking about a black business up there in Littleton just a little while ago, about Williams Food Mart at 327 Ferguson Street in Littleton. So you got to support those businesses, because other people are just going to run us out. Because they'll undersell, and be able to just guide us, because a lot of us we've been brainwashed for a long time to not support ourselves. That's why our children are killing each other, and we're addicted to drugs and lifestyles that are not conducive to our growth as human beings. And so this is a reality, and this is what. And as I go along, I'm going to relearn this equipment. And those of you who have heard me do radio before, it'll be smooth as glass. And I'm just out here, just threw me out here in the pool to go ahead and swim, and they moved the guardrails around a little bit. But anyway, that's not going to stop it. They say one monkey don't stop no show, and that's for sure. And so we're looking for a lot of ways to bring equity to the area. And we're hoping that with the new county commissioners that we can start to see some improvements. There's been a lot of improvement in Northampton County since I left. Since I left WCB the last time I was here. We got different things that go on, and you have to move on. And then I got the opportunity to come back, and I got to say that Northampton County is moving in stride in better directions. They changed the makeup of the county commissioners, and they're being a lot more progressive for the people of Northampton County. A lot more work needs to be done, and they're seeing to it that it gets done. And they are open to listen to people. And I will get people in here to come up into the studio, and we can sit down and discuss things together, and mostly make people understand not only what's going on, but understand how they can be a part of the growth of their communities. And you don't have to be a part of any particular organization to make sure that you have your representation. And so that's the agenda for Black Gold Southern Soul in 2022. And so this is how it's going to happen, one way or another, as long as I get a chance to come to you and bring you the information. I want to talk about mental health in our communities, which is very important, and also addiction and addiction recovery. And I'll get some people in that we're going to lay out and let you know where programs are for you or your family or somebody that you know that is in need of help with substance abuse, and where they can get help in 2022 that can help them, at least reduce their substance abuse and get back on a track where they can be productive members of society. And that's something that we rarely do for ourselves. We let somebody else dictate to us how to raise our children, how to educate our children, and what it is that they think we need to do. And a lot of times we're just caught up in trying to please them, and so that's where we have a problem. We're not interested enough to build ourselves up so that if we support each other, it doesn't matter how we dress in our own community. If we're bringing our own money in, if we're supporting ourselves, that's what we do. We build our own culture. And that's what we got lost out on when we talked about the Emancipation Proclamation, and we're supposed to be free, and you're messing around and finally got a Juneteenth, and they're saying like that is a token, and bringing plaques and monuments and memorials to fallen Black people. But still, the situation in the streets throughout the United States, we're still experiencing injustice in the court system with law enforcement and so forth. And everywhere is not the same. This is not the whole picture, but the picture can be, we can add to the pictures in our own communities as we become, independent within our own communities. Every other ethnic group that's here, I'm not saying this comes here, that's here now. We're number 4 on the list, on the ladder of the races that participate in businesses in their own communities, and we're the only ones that it's not encouraged, it's not supported, and we end up with the short end of the stick. And so it started out, we were the largest minority in the United States for the last up until like 20 years ago, and now there's been an invasion of Latinos. I'm not mad at them for coming. What I protest is that there is not equal justice under the law, and there is not equal distribution of wealth and the amenities that could sustain everybody else, to be an independent community, to the point that whether they vote or not, they still have representation because they take care of their own communities. And this is what's important for us to do. And we need to be figuring this out in some kind of a real way. And every time you turn around, it's like we're running, boss, can we do this? Boss, can we do that? And as long as somebody else can determine what has to be done for us, and they tell us what needs to be done, and we don't start to develop our thinkers and get our children to develop that self-esteem, that idea that they can be builders, that they can be producers in our societies, they just don't know because they're not being taught that in schools. And then the people are protesting what they call critical race theory. And what we're all really talking about is telling the truth about American history, and finding our place in it and showing it to people, all people, and that our children don't get to see themselves as anything. And the tests that they run on that measure the self-esteem of our children are still reflecting that our children don't look at themselves as beautiful. They don't look at themselves as being productive or capable of being what we can be as a society. I'm not talking about a select few that shine. I'm talking about there are still children who will look at a black doll and a white doll and automatically assume that the white doll is better. Which one is pretty? The white doll. Look at the doll that looks like them and don't think that doll is worthy of the respect and admiration of a human being. And so those things come out of the school system. These are the things that are important to us. And let's see what we got up here next. Bam. It's Black Gold Southern Soul. It's not just the music. It's the culture. It's the lifestyle. It's all about the things that we can be. And that thing that they call unity, that's all we're going to have. We can't keep waiting for somebody to come and save us. We got to save ourselves. We can't even look for pastor to do it. And if you're looking for help, you got a loved one that's in need of help with substance abuse, there's a program. Here's a number you can call: 252 532 7729. Ask for Mr. Banks. We've got a program of recovery in this community that is working in this community, and it's showing results. And we can't continue to shun those among us who are going through changes and are looking for ways to resurrect ourselves, bring us back from the dead. And we have to do it. This system is not going to do it without you paying the price to the system. It's Black Gold Southern Soul. Yours truly, Terry Buffalo. Working it out. This is bringing the program back, bringing it up, and lifting up the community. We're going to bring businesses up here, feature them, let you see where you can spend your money that's going to support our communities where we live, our customer bases. You know, even it doesn't matter who owns the business. If they want our dollars, they need to treat us with the dignity and respect that our dollars bring to them. You know, they'll drain our communities and take the money and bring it to another community and spend it there. And you got all of this stuff going on now, talking about every time you turn around, either they did it to Nick Cannon, they're doing it to Kanye West and Kyrie Irving right now. And they're talking about people that they've got the statistics and the ownership of businesses that just basically are sharecropping with people. Like slavery is still going on. It's just on another level now. The education system in the area is so bad, and I'm not knocking the teachers. I'm not knocking the school systems. I'm just saying what is. You still have a pipeline that's going from school to prison. And that's the kind of stuff that we can take some control over. And if we let DPI and everything dictate, we got to get it to a point where our local government, our local school boards can dictate what the curriculums are going to be and what's going to be beneficial for our students to be learning. You know, we're still going to use their system and it's charter schools are popping up all over, and none of them I've seen. And I know that there are some somewhere. They're not serving our children. They're not teaching our children the dignity and self-respect that they need to be productive members of their own communities. And these are our communities. And this is what our school boards need to be working on, and they're telling, oh, we can't do that curriculum because the state has to stop that. You know, to tell people this is what you're going to teach. You're going to teach that Columbus discovered America. You're going to teach the idea that there was no lynching, that there is no there's no unequal justice. You know, and that there were no laws that were created that were biased. You know, and these kinds of things that we're steadily pumping out, and then you got this society, overall society, resisting the idea of teaching children about the true history of the United States and what happened and how slavery happened here in the first place. Where did it come from? Who started it? And make it be understood that it was the church that financed slavery. And those things are important for us to know so that we can find our way out of this mess. And the church can be accountable for what they did in slavery. They got all of the stockpiles of gold that came out of Africa, and all of the minerals and precious gems and so forth that came out of Africa, and they have them in their coffers all throughout Europe, and they hold this imperialistic thing. And that's what I was talking about. I opened up with China because they were talking about the people of China, or the government of China, suppressing the people from being able to protest about the issues that they're confronted with. There's a whole realm of issues that take place here in the United States, here in the Roanoke Valley and throughout eastern North Carolina. Poverty is everywhere, but we're in the pit of it in a tier 1 county. And these are the kinds of things that we need to know in order to be able to confront those who are holding the keys and the strings and working with the puppeteers and financing campaigns for people to direct where government contracts go, so that minority businesses don't get to grow. And then they'll mess up channels of distribution, so that if you're a minority business, and that goes the same thing with any small business right now. The big box stores and industries are shutting the little people down. And what we as the little people, so-called little people, have to develop our own hustles within our own communities that we can use in order to sustain ourselves. The plumbers, the welders, the carpenters, the painters. These are the things that we can do and we need to do for ourselves. And I can open up the telephone lines now, but I'm going to give you the telephone number for the future. It's 252-533-9227. It's a little rough kickoff, but it's going to get better. It's going to improve. And there are going to be people who want to get involved and be part of this. It's a resurrection of us. We're waking up from a deep, dark sleep, and people talking about this culture of being woke and staying woke. It's time. It's here and it's real, and the people who are doing this staging this same kind of oppression with impunity. They just do it and they get away with it. And then if you say anything about it, that you're being rebellious and anti-Semitic and all of those things. And it's not just Jewish people that are pulling these strings and making these things run the way that they are. It's a whole system of inequity. And it starts in the home, it starts in the school system. It's just been dictated to us all the way back from 1865, where the idea of being free without knowing how to spell freedom got its start. And so this is the kind of stuff that we have to be mindful of. And we have to become very well adjusted to it, and doing this in a radio show is going to help, but people have to be interested, and I'm trying to inspire that idea. Even our business, even this radio station. How can you do anything without the radio station in a community that's 60% Black, but businesses don't want to support the radio station and businesses of their customers? You got Black people that go into just about every business in this region, and yet they don't want to reach out to Black people in a way that's going to be fruitful for them. An educational system that even at the community college, promote from here. What do you have that's going to be beneficial? What do you have that's going to help reduce the inequities in the economics and culture and everything in this community? What are you going to do for that? It's not going to turn around. it's going to move forward, and it's constantly moving forward. And we're the ones that are looking at it, we're witnessing it. Our children have to deal with it. And anyway, let's get you another song up here for a minute. Be right back. No, a little bit. I'm getting it. It's a rough start.
Oh, it's all right.
And then you used to have all of this was always like this in a because I can't look and see songs that I can swing to.
Well, I know I got a whole lot more music in there now, so that's probably part of the problem.
No, it's not sectioned off or anything.
No, that's the only thing. The way it was set up when I took it over, everything was already. They didn't have the gospel. I know, once you get to knowing the music, you know what's separate.
So this search, I can't search by artist or something.
No, not with that. I'd be scared to mess with that live on the air because it may throw your system off.
Because I'm almost needing some help. I'm trying to stretch this to the. And then you said you had some spots that you were gonna do, and I ain't seen.
Yeah, you can pick out from anything in here. But you can run off of anything up in here. Let me see.
Because I know this was a lot simpler than it is right now.
I do. After they go off, you can just run the. Let me see. That's not gonna play anyhow. Let me see.
And I thought they were gonna come on automatically.
I think when remember before you were just running it in auto, so it was just running
right.
the truck in between.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do that, I can put it on there so it just run automatically.
If you do that with some things that I can talk over, because I'm getting redundant.
Let me see. Instrumental. You just played Lovely Day, right?
Right. No, I didn't. Did I?
Yeah, I think you did Lovely Day.
Because the way you had it set up when I was doing it before, it was a breeze. Because now I just it's like either I'm talking or I got dead air.
All right. So this is what I do. You got all of these right here.
Mm-hmm. Can you put it on auto?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put this commercial on so after this goes off, and they'll just run these two commercials right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So after that ends, then they'll go into the church news and do these commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your instrumentals back to back. You can just talk over those if you want.
Yeah. At least for now. At least for now.
Okay.
Cornbread and boom. Okay. Yeah.
Then it gets a little bit ain't that peculiar. All these are the instrumentals too.
And that's gonna go straight down like that.
Back to back to back.
Yeah. And so that'll take me. And is that?
Yeah, that should
what
take
time?
You,
what time is it?
What is it? 5:43. That should take you on up. But no, I'm gonna monitor it over there. If I had to add another one, then I add it in for you.
Yeah, 5:43.
Like I said, if I had to add, I'll be monitoring you over here to see if I
Thank
can
you. I appreciate it. This was a dry run.
It's now time for the community news. The Brothers in Christ of Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, will be in concert Saturday, December the 3rd at 3 p.m. at the Walnut Grove Missionary Baptist Church. Appearing as the guest soloist, Miss Christine Pearson. All are welcome to come out and hear some good music. Incomplete church or community news will be omitted.
And so here's what we're doing.
Type information must be on a full-size sheet at least 9 days in
I guess I do need a producer.
Otherwise, there is a $25 late fee charge. No exceptions, and please no phone-in or fax information. And there is a $20 fee for each announcement for all non-sponsors.
Are you vaccinated yet? Why do you ask? Because you matter. Matter how? Getting vaccinated is your best defense against viral infections like COVID and flu. You should face facts over fear and get your vaccination soon. Where can I go? There's a community drive offering free vaccines for COVID and flu at Walgreens this Saturday, December 3rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 101 Smith Church Road in Roanoke Rapids. Okay, great. This event is being sponsored in community partnership by Walgreens, CDC Foundation, Gregory B. Davis Foundation, and the Roanoke Valley Breast Cancer Coalition.
Roanoke Rapids and surrounding Saturday, December 31st. New Planet proudly presents King George.
Okay. I'm not stopping.
Lamar Brace. P2K.
I gotta make a U-turn. I gotta turn around, y'all.
Labrino. Karen Wolf. It is all going down at the American Legion in Roanoke Rapids, New Year's Eve night. Hosted by Annie B. Music by DJ Mikey D, DJ Starchild, DJ Pac-Man, and DJ Adam T. Plus we're turning up for all the Capricorns. It's our New Year's Eve soul party. Starring King George and Friends. Saturday, December 31st at the American Legion in Roanoke Rapids. We got party favors, we got food, and a champagne toast at midnight. Get your tickets right now at KingGeorgeNYE.eventbrite.com or hit up 252-578-3504.
You've got us 24 hours a day. AM 1230, FM 102.7, WCBT.
All right. We're back. Little rough start. But one thing I can tell you, you can look forward to seeing improvement and hearing improvement each and every Thursday evening from 5 until 6 o'clock. I guarantee you that. Just looking at the little human side, going back to a studio. I guess I should have been in here like a week ago, getting that feel back up and working on this microphone like I own it. Have the topics laid out for you, which I do have the topics laid out, and each one of them impacts our community. And we have to get used to this, or we need to. Somebody had told me one day that Terry, you're opinionated, and I thought I knew what opinionated meant. And then I looked it up, and it said somebody with an opinion that is arrogant. And I don't aim for arrogance, but I do have opinions. And I do have some ideas about solutions. But I'm always open to learn more and to understand and to look at a mistake and go to my elders and go to my ancestors and ask for the help, the strength, and the guidance to use whatever is at my disposal to make things better for where I come from my community. I will specialize and I will always endeavor to do better for my my community, my people, my family, so that I can always bring something back home that we can eat on and that we can grow from and that we can become stronger. And there's no need for anybody to feel threatened by that. We're the only people on earth, it seems, that nobody wants us to unify, to be able to build our businesses. You know, you get these stars that pop up here and there, but every community needs its own life source. And that life source needs to come from within. It needs to come from within, not outside, not other people building it up. We have to build it for ourselves. This is the only way that we can understand what independence means. And it is Black Gold from the Southern Soul on WCBT. 12:30 a.m., 102.7. Download the app at WCBTradio.com. I guarantee you, it's going to get better. It's going to get bigger. And I want you to feel like you're a part of it. So write down that telephone number, because the next time we come in here, you're going to have an opportunity to call up. You can call us up at 252-533-9227. And if you're interested in being a part of it and support, you want to have your business promoted, you can call 252-308-3625, because we're going to be growing here. That's what I came here for. It's not just entertainment, edutainment. And I'm going to mention Williams Food Mart in Littleton one more time. At 327 Ferguson Street, up there in Bucktown. Got the coldest and boldest beer in town at Williams Food Mart. And if you know somebody that's struggling with addiction and having problems readjusting, we've got mental health services and addiction services available. Call Mr. Banks. Mr. Banks at 252-532-7729. I'm back in the learning curve, and I like it because I love to learn. I've always loved education for the sake of obtaining knowledge and using that knowledge to come back to the community and help the community grow. Getting higher education to teach others. That's what GHETO stands for. Getting higher education to teach others from the ghetto. You hear? Going to take it up to the 6 o'clock hour. This is the maiden voyage. The return of Black Gold, Southern Soul at WCBT. Want to find out what's going on culturally out there in the community. Have that community information for you. Want to get your children involved in things, your children and your grandchildren. Going to have that information for you. Places where you can go and spend time in culture and enrichment, enlightenment, and the things that can strengthen our community. Looking forward to seeing some good things happen down there in Enfield. They've always been poised for greatness in our community. And each and every municipality and township in the area, we've got talent. We've got greatness within us. And we have to make that greatness shine so that our youth can see it. That they don't have to look beyond home to be able to find sustenance in the life-giving source from the Most High. However you choose to acknowledge that force and that source. I like looking to the ancestors because the ancestors had it. And I'm not just talking about the slaves. I'm talking about going back to ancient civilizations where there was no malice, where everyone treated each other as brothers, sisters, and family. That's how we all got trapped into this wicked system anyway, because we had nothing to compare it with. We never saw wickedness. We never saw hatred. We didn't know what it was to hoard things from people and not be willing to share. When people visited, we fed them. We showed them how to live, showed them medications, herbal medications, built aqueducts 20,000 years ago, had water systems, power plants. This is who we are, and this is where we came from. And they don't want us to wake up that part of us. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Hear my heart. Don't think about this little brain and the mistakes that it's capable of. Think about the heart of our ancestors as the information is passed down to us, through us, for us. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling good about this. And I'm going to be back next Thursday. And you know what? I'm going to be feeling better. And I'm going to do better. That's what the mission is. Yours truly, Terry Buffalo. And if you heard anything that didn't sound right, charge it to my head, not my heart. Think I'm playing. Anyway, I'm gonna run over there and see what old Chicken Bone doing. I know he gonna break it down for me. Anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll get back at you next week. Peace.